You have to give it to him. Channing did a decent job in this movie. Jupiter Ascending is a 2015 sci-fi action film directed by the Wachowski star Mila Kunis, Channing Tatum, Eddie Redmayne, Douglas Booth, and Sean Bean. And the story surrounds Jupiter Jones, played by Mila Kunis, who ends up finding out that she's actually a royalty of this intergalactic empire and must be protected by Kane Wise, played by Tatum. This is one of the films that I actually really surprised. And I have to say, even though I did go into this film open-minded, I did hear some negative reviews on it, and to their credit, I do understand where a lot of the negativity comes from, and this is where I got from it. I think the visual effects were awesome. They were on par, they were very detailed, it was very vibrant, and when you sat there and watched this film, you could actually feel the scope of it. There are a lot of great cinematics in this film, specifically the action scenes, which are very entertaining and very well choreographed. The score is absolutely beautiful, especially during the more emotional moments, and when the action kicked in, it was very fast paced and gave so much weight to those action scenes. The acting was actually decent. I liked Mila Kunis and I liked Channing Tatum, and I'm not really a Channing Tatum fan, but he was actually decent in this movie. You can tell that these characters actually do have a bit of chemistry together, and I liked watching them interact with each other. Sean Bean doesn't have a big role in the film, but there is a scene where he's totally just kicking ass. Sean Bean is like one of my favorite actors. And I do like the fact that he was in this film and he wasn't just some random person. At least not entirely. There are other great performances by the other cast. I like the technology too. The technology that they had on there was really cool, especially those hover boots that Wise had. It was like, he was like skating through the air, and he just did some very badass. He had some of the most badass moments in this film, and I'm glad, because like I said, I'm not a Tatum fan, but I think he actually pulled it in this film. Another aspect of this film that's actually really good is the well thought out story. The story is not only interesting, but it's very, very original. The story also introduces a very well thought out premise. It's about time. It's not about how people fight over resources, fight over all this random things, land, jealousy. It's about acquiring time. And I think that's actually a really good concept. This film manages to pull it off. Now, I will admit there are some negatives to the film. There are some emotional scenes between Kunis and Tatum, and I feel that Kunis didn't really get there. In terms of performance, if it was rated between a 1 and a 10, I'd say she probably hit a 7 or 8. Nowhere near the Natalie Portman, Christian Hayden scene from Attack of the Clones. You can kind of see where she's almost there, but you don't quite buy it. Another issue with the film that I had was the Redmayne's character. His performance was terrible. Oh my God, I hated his character. I hated the way he talked like, oh yes, I would destroy the earth. But then he had not only did the voice irritate me, it's the fact his character was not only bland, but over the top at some moments. And even those scenes, it was just like, really? No. That sucks. There are a few characters in it, more than a few characters in this film, and I do feel that the film doesn't resolve some of the issues that it has, such as introducing so many of these characters but not really explaining what happens after the climax, which I would love to have seen. And the ending, the ending was decent for what it is. I will accept that. It is decent for what it is. But at the same time, I wish it could have expounded better. It's like the movie started with such a big, powerful intro, and then it just twinkled on down to this little quietness, and then it got back big again, and then by the end of the movie, it just twinkled back down to this quietness, and it just feels so unresolved. Now, having said that, I did really enjoy this film. I thought the movie was going to be crap, but I actually enjoyed it. I liked the visual effects. Having said that, I did really enjoy Jupiter Ascending. I thought it was a really good film. I thought it had really good visual effects, really good score, some decent acting, but a very engrossing original story. I will say, in my opinion, Jupiter Ascending gets a 4 out of 5. So guys, in the comment section below, Please let me know. Did you watch Jupiter Ascending? What did you think about it? Are you a Kunez fan? Are you a Tatum fan? What did you think about the chemistry that these two characters had? And what did you think about the story? Because I said before, I really enjoyed this story. And would you like to actually see if this movie be expanded upon? And maybe perhaps another movie, a sequel, or even a trilogy. The next edition of Gear Breaker Nation. Catch you guys later.